A proud moment for the Parent Institute and the families of each of the graduates. Once again, welcome the 2017 batch of MBBS. I now request all faculty, parents, and students, well-wishers, to occupy their seats, please. Our guiding light, Sadhguru Mata Amrita Anandamayi Devi, has been ever merciful to us, showering on us her grace in unending abundance. May I humbly request Sampujya Swamiji Purnamritananda Puriji, General Secretary of MA Mutt, to light the lamp, lead us in prayer, and invoke the blessings of the Almighty and our beloved Amma.
शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजम् प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री गुरवे नमः।
At that time, they'll have to bring the in front. Thank you all. Kindly be seated. We are blessed to be the primary receivers of our Amma's teachings in her own golden words. I now request everyone to be seated for Amma's video message.
സന്തുലിതാവസ്ഥയ്ക്ക് കോട്ടം സംഭവിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഈ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ ലോകത്തിൻ്റെ പ്രതീക്ഷ നിങ്ങളിൽ അത്ഭുതമായിരിക്കുന്നു. വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളായ നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്നേഹം, കാരുണ്യം, സാമൂഹിക പ്രതിബദ്ധത എന്നിവയുടെ സംഗമമാണ് ഈ ലോകത്തെ ശാന്തിയിലേക്ക് നയിക്കാൻ സഹായിക്കേണ്ടത്. ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഏകദേശം 20 വർഷത്തിൽ കൂടുതൽ വിജ്ഞാനത്തിനായി സരസ്വതി ദേവിയെ ഉപാസിച്ചവരാണ് നിങ്ങളിൽ പലരും. പഠിച്ചത് പ്രവൃത്തിപഥത്തിൽ കൊണ്ടുവരാനുള്ള അവസരമാണ് ഇനി. ആ അമൂല്യമായ അവസരം മക്കൾ കാണാതെ പോകരുത്. സ്വന്തം ആവശ്യങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ച് മാത്രം ചിന്തിക്കാതെ ലോക നന്മയ്ക്കായി നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയും എന്നുകൂടി ചിന്തിക്കേണ്ടിയിരിക്കുന്നു. മക്കളുടെ ജീവിതം ലോകത്തിന് വേണ്ടി കൂടിയാകണം. സ്നേഹമായ എണ്ണയിൽ മുക്കി കാരുണ്യത്തെ തിരി ജ്വലിപ്പിക്കണം. പ്രകൃതിയുടെ താളലയം സംരക്ഷിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടത് എന്താണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കി അത് പ്രാവർത്തികമാക്കണം. അപ്പോൾ എല്ലാത്തിനെയും നിയന്ത്രിക്കുന്ന ഈശ്വര ശക്തിയിൽ വിശ്വാസം അർപ്പിച്ച് മുന്നോട്ട് നീങ്ങുകയും വേണം. അത് നമുക്ക് അടിസ്ഥാനമായിട്ട് വേണ്ടത് ക്ഷമയാണ്. ഒരു പുഷ്പം മൊട്ടായിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ അത് വലിച്ചു കെടുത്താൻ ശ്രമിച്ചാൽ അതിൻ്റെ പരിമണ ഭംഗി അറിയില്ല, സ്വമായി വിടർന്നാലേ ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ. അതുപോലെ നമുക്ക് അടിസ്ഥാനമായിട്ട് വേണ്ടത് ക്ഷമയാണ്. എന്തിന്? ക്ഷമയാണ് ജീവിതത്തിൻ്റെ അടിസ്ഥാനം. ഇത് പറയുമ്പം ഒരു അമ്മ കഥ ഓർക്കുകയാണ്. ഒരു കടയിൽ ജോലിക്ക് നിർത്തിയിരിക്കുന്ന പയ്യൻ, അവന് സാധനങ്ങൾ എടുത്തു കൊടുക്കും, ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് ഉറക്കം തൂങ്ങിക്കൊണ്ട് മുമ്പിൽ ഈ ഇറങ്ങിയ ബനിയൻ ധരിച്ച് ഈ ഉറക്കം തൂങ്ങുന്ന പയ്യനെ അവിടെ വെച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പം മുകളിലൊരു ബോർഡുണ്ട്. ഡിപ്രഷനുള്ളവരും ഉറക്കം കിട്ടാത്തവർക്കും ഈ ബനിയൻ ധരിച്ചാൽ ഉറക്കം കിട്ടുന്നതായിരിക്കും, റിലാക്സ് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കുന്നതായിരിക്കും. അന്ന് ബോർഡ് എഴുതി. പക്ഷെ താഴെ ഈ ബനിയൻ ധരിച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന പയ്യനുണ്ട്, തൂങ്ങിക്കൊണ്ടേയിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ മൂത്തമ്മ വരുമ്പോൾ കാണുന്ന രംഗം ബോർഡ് ഇതാണ്. എന്നിട്ട് നേരെ അകത്തോട്ട് കയറി നിന്നപ്പോൾ കട നിറച്ച് ചിടിച്ച് നിൽക്കുന്ന ആൾക്കാർ ഈ ബന്യം വാങ്ങിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി. വന്ന ദിവസം തന്നെ ബന്യം വിറ്റ് തീരുകയും ചെയ്തു. അദ്ദേഹം വളരെ ക്ഷമയുള്ള മനുഷ്യനാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ആ വിവേകം ഉണ്ടായി. അതുകൊണ്ട് ആ പയ്യനിലെ കുറവുകളെ അദ്ദേഹം കഴിവുകളാക്കി മാറ്റി. അതുപോലെ വിവേകത്തോടുകൂടിയും ക്ഷമയോടുകൂടിയും നീങ്ങിയാൽ നമുക്ക് ഏത് കുറവുകളെയും കഴിവുകളാക്കി മാറ്റാൻ പറ്റും. അനുഭവമാണ് ഗുരു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ അനുഭവജ്ഞാനമാണ് പോരായ്മകളെയും നല്ല രീതിയിൽ ഉപയോഗിക്കാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞത്. മക്കളിപ്പോൾ ഇനി ഇവിടുന്ന് ജോലിക്ക് വേണ്ടി ഇറങ്ങുന്നതായിരിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ ആ ക്ഷമയും ശ്രദ്ധയും ഓരോ കർമ്മത്തിലും ഒക്കെ കൊണ്ടാവട്ടെ. നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ പല വിധത്തിലുള്ള സാഹചര്യങ്ങളുണ്ടാകാറുണ്ട്. ചിലപ്പോൾ എങ്ങനെ പ്രവർത്തിക്കണമെന്ന് തീരുമാനിക്കാൻ നമുക്ക് സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യം ഉണ്ടാകും. മറ്റു ചിലപ്പോൾ ആ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യം നമുക്ക് ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. എല്ലാം അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് സ്വീകരിക്കാനേ പറ്റൂ. പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങൾ തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കാനുള്ള സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യം നമുക്കുള്ളപ്പോൾ എല്ലാം ഈശ്വരൻ്റെ ഇച്ഛയാണെന്ന് ചിന്തിച്ച് വെറുതെ ഇരിക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. അത്തരം സന്ദർഭങ്ങളിൽ വിവേകം ഉപയോഗിച്ച് ശരിയായ കർമ്മം ചെയ്യാൻ നമുക്ക് കഴിയണം. പക്ഷേ തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കാനുള്ള സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യം ഇല്ലാത്ത അവസരങ്ങളിൽ എല്ലാം ഈശ്വര ഇച്ഛയായി സ്വീകരിക്കാൻ നമ്മൾ ശ്രമിക്കണം. ഉദാഹരണത്തിന്, നമ്മൾ ആടിപ്പൊക്കം വയ്ക്കാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുകയാണ്. എന്നാൽ നമ്മുടെ സെല്ലുകളിൽ, അതായത് ജീൻസിൽ 5 അടി കൂടുതൽ നീളം വയ്ക്കാനുള്ള ഘടനയില്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ എത്ര ശ്രമിച്ചാലും 1 ഇഞ്ച് പോലും നീളം വയ്ക്കാൻ നമുക്ക് കഴിയില്ല. കാൽ രണ്ടും കെട്ടിത്തൂക്കി ഞാൻ കിടന്നാലും തലയും കുത്തി നിന്നാലും എത്ര ഭക്ഷണം കഴിച്ചാലും എത്ര മരുന്ന് കഴിച്ചാലും നമ്മൾ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്ന പോലെ നീളം വയ്ക്കില്ല. ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ആവശ്യമില്ലാത്ത പ്രവൃത്തികൾ നമ്മുടെ ശക്തിയും സമയം കളയുന്ന മാത്രമല്ല, കൂടുതൽ പ്രയാസങ്ങൾ സൃഷ്ടിക്കുകയും ചെയ്യും. ചിലത് നമ്മൾ പ്രയത്നിച്ച് മാറ്റിയെടുക്കാൻ സാധിക്കും. ഉദാഹരണം, നമ്മൾ പരീക്ഷയിൽ തോറ്റാൽ ഇത് വിധിയായിരിക്കും, നിശ്ചയെന്ന് കൊണ്ട് ഇരിക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ലല്ലോ. നമ്മൾ വീണ്ടും ഒന്നുകൂടി പഠിച്ച് പരീക്ഷ എഴുതാൻ ശ്രമിക്കണം. ചിലപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇന്നൊരു ജോലി കിട്ടിയില്ല, വിധിയാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കാൻ പാടില്ല. വീണ്ടും ഇന്നൊരു പോകുന്ന പോലെ നമ്മൾ ശ്രമിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കണം. ജീവിതത്തിൽ ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമ്മൾ സ്വീകരിക്കേണ്ടതുണ്ട്, ചിലത് പ്രയത്നത്തിലൂടെ മാറ്റേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. ഉദാഹരണത്തിന്, ഒരു മഹാപ്രളയം കേരളത്തെ ഒന്നാകെ മുക്കിയപ്പോൾ മക്കൾ ഊണും ഉറക്കവും ഉപേക്ഷിച്ച് പ്രളയത്തിൽപ്പെട്ട നിസ്സഹായരെ രക്ഷിക്കാൻ ഒന്നിച്ച് പ്രവർത്തിച്ച് ഹെൽപ്പ് ലൈൻ സ്ഥാപിച്ച് മക്കൾ അനവധി പേരെ ദുരിതക്കടലിൽ നിന്ന് രക്ഷപ്പെടാൻ സഹായിച്ചു. ആ കൂട്ടായ്മയുടെ പിറകിൽ പ്രവർത്തിച്ച വികാരം എന്തായിരുന്നു? മക്കൾ ഉള്ളിൽ നിറഞ്ഞ സ്നേഹവും കാരുണ്യവുമല്ലേ? സഹജീവികളോട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് തോന്നിയ സ്നേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ശക്തിയാണ് ആ കർമ്മം. അങ്ങേയറ്റം ഭംഗിയാക്കാനും മറ്റുള്ളവർക്ക് പ്രചോദനമാകാനും നിങ്ങളെ സഹായിച്ചത്. ആ സമയത്ത് ഞാനെന്നും അവരെന്നുമുള്ള ചിന്തയില്ലായിരുന്നു. നമ്മൾ എന്ന സ്നേഹത്തിൻ്റെ, അതിൽ നിന്നുണ്ടായ ഐക്യബോധത്തിൻ്റെയും ശക്തിയാണ് നിങ്ങളെ നയിച്ചത്. മക്കൾ ചെയ്തതുപോലെ തന്നെ വേറെ പല രീതിയിൽ, എല്ലാവരും കൂടെ പല രീതിയിലുള്ള ആ പ്രയത്നം കൊണ്ടാണ് അത്രയും പേരെ രക്ഷിക്കാനും, പിന്നെ ആ ജനങ്ങളുടെ എല്ലാവരുടെയും കാരുണ്യം കൊണ്ടാണ് അന്നവും വസ്ത്രവും ഒരേപോലെ എത്തിപ്പെട്ടതും. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് എപ്പോഴും എല്ലാവരുടെയും ഉള്ളിലുണ്ട്. ശ്രമിച്ചാൽ നമുക്ക് ഈ ഭൂമി തന്നെ സ്വർഗമാക്കി മാറ്റാൻ കഴിയും. ആത്മീയ ശക്തി എപ്പോഴും ജ്വലിപ്പിച്ച് നിർത്താൻ കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പിന്നെ ജീവിതം ഒരു നദീപ്രഭാവം പോലെ സുന്ദരമാകും. ആ തടസ്സങ്ങളില്ലാതെ മുന്നോട്ടൊഴുകിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കും. തടസ്സങ്ങളൊന്നും ഉണ്ടാകില്ല എന്നല്ല, തടസ്സങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങളെ തടുത്തു നിർത്തില്ല, ഒന്നിൽ നിന്നും പിന്തിരിപ്പിക്കില്ല. നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും മനുഷ്യരെന്ന് പറയും, എന്നാൽ ഒരു പുഴുവിനേക്കാളും കഷ്ടത്തിലാണ് നമ്മൾ ജനിച്ച് മരിക്കുന്നത്. സമൂഹത്തിന് പുഴു ഇണചേരുന്ന് ഭക്ഷണം കഴിഞ്ഞ് കുട്ടികളെ സൃഷ്ടിക്കുന്നു. മനുഷ്യൻ ഇണചേരുന്നു, കുട്ടികളെ സൃഷ്ടിക്കുന്നു, ഭക്ഷണം കഴിക്കുന്നു, മരിക്കുന്നു. പക്ഷെ പുഴു പ്രകൃതി നശിപ്പിക്കുന്നില്ല. പക്ഷെ മനുഷ്യൻ പ്രകൃതി നശിപ്പിച്ചും എടുത്തും കൊണ്ട് പോകുന്നു. മനുഷ്യന്മം കിട്ടിയിട്ടും ബുദ്ധിയെ പ്രവർത്തനക്ഷമമാക്കുന്ന ആ ശക്തിയുടെ ഉറവിടം നാം അന്വേഷിക്കേണ്ടിയിരിക്കുന്നു. ആ ശക്തി നമ്മൾ കുടികൊള്ളുന്നു. അത് നമ്മുടെ അസ്തിത്വത്തിൻ്റെ അഗാധ തലമാണ്. നമ്മുടെ അസ്തിത്വത്തെ നമുക്ക് നിഷേധിക്കാനാവില്ല. ലോകത്തിൻ്റെ അസ്തിത്വം, പ്രകൃതിയിലെ ഓരോ വസ്തുവിൻ്റെയും അസ്തിത്വം നിഷേധിക്കാനാവുന്നതല്ല. ഞാനുണ്ട് എന്ന സത്യം സ്വയം പ്രകാശകമാണ്. ഈശ്വരൻ വെറും വിശ്വാസമാണെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് തള്ളിക്കളയാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞേക്കാം. പക്ഷേ അസ്തിത്വം നിഷേധിക്കാനാവുന്നതല്ല. ആ അസ്തിത്വം, ആ പ്രപഞ്ചശക്തി, അതാണ് ഈശ്വരൻ. അമ്മ ഇത് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഒരു സംഭവം ഓർക്കുകയാണ്. ഒരിക്കലൊരു ഗ്രാമത്തിൽ ഒരു പ്രതിമ വെച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ആ പ്രതിമ 2 കൈയും പൊക്കി പിടിച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന പ്രതിമയായിരുന്നു. കഴുത്ത് ഒരു തകടിൽ എഴുതിയിരുന്നു, എൻ്റെ കൈകളിലേക്ക് വരുമെന്നാണ് ആ പ്രതിമയുടെ കഴുത്ത് കിടന്ന തകടിൽ എഴുതിയിരുന്നത്. ഒരു യുദ്ധസമയത്ത് ബോംബ് വീണ് കൈ 2 നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു. അപ്പോൾ ഈ പ്രതിമ എല്ലാവർക്കും വളരെ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട, ഗ്രാമവാസിയൊക്കെ പ്രതിമ വളരെ ഇഷ്ടമാണ്. അപ്പോൾ കുറച്ച് പേരുടെ ഇവിടെ കൂടി. അപ്പോൾ ഈ പ്രതിമ എടുത്ത് മാറ്റിയിട്ട് വേറെ പുതിയൊരെണ്ണം വയ്ക്കാം എന്ന് കുറച്ച് പേർ അഭിപ്രായപ്പെട്ടു. അപ്പോൾ അതിൽ കുറച്ച് പേരുടെ അഭിപ്രായപ്പെട്ടു, ഈ പ്രതിമ മാറ്റണ്ട, ആ വേറെ 2 കൈകൾ വെച്ച് പിടിപ്പിച്ചാൽ മതിയെന്ന്. അപ്പോൾ അതിൽ നിന്നൊരു വൃദ്ധൻ ചാടി എന്നിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു, ഈ പ്രതിമ മാറ്റുകയും വേണ്ട, കൈകൾ വെച്ച് പിടിക്കുകയും വേണ്ട, ഇങ്ങനെ തന്നെ ഇരിക്കട്ടെ എന്ന് വൃദ്ധനാദ്യം പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പോൾ വേറൊരാൾ പറഞ്ഞു, അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ കഴുത്തിനെ കിടക്കുന്ന തകടിൽ എൻ്റെ കൈകളിലേക്ക് വരുമെന്ന് എഴുതിയിട്ടുണ്ടല്ലോ, അപ്പം കൈകളില്ലാതെ ഈ തകടി കിടക്കുന്ന വാക്കെങ്ങനെ ശരിയാവും എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പോൾ ആ വൃദ്ധനായ അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞു, നിങ്ങളൊരു കാര്യം ചെയ്യണം, എൻ്റെ കൈകളിലേക്ക് വരുമെന്ന് എഴുതിയിരിക്കുന്ന താഴെ എൻ്റെ കൈ നിങ്ങളിലൂടെ എന്ന് എഴുതി ചേർക്കാം, അതിൻ്റെ താഴെ എഴുതി ചേർക്കാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. ഈശ്വരൻ്റെ കൈ നമ്മളിലൂടെയാണ്. ഈശ്വരന് പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് കണ്ണും കൈയും കാലും ശരീരവുമില്ല. ആ ഈശ്വരൻ നമ്മുടെ കൈകളിലൂടെ ചലിക്കുന്നു, നമ്മുടെ കാലുകളിലൂടെ നടക്കുന്നു, നമ്മുടെ കണ്ണുകളിലൂടെ കാണുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹം നമ്മുടെ ഓരോരുത്തരുടെയും ഹൃദയത്തിലൂടെ സ്പന്ദിക്കുന്നു. അത് മനസ്സിലാക്കി നമ്മൾ പരസ്പരം സ്നേഹിക്കുകയും സേവിക്കുകയും ചെയ്യണം. ആധ്യാത്മിക ജ്ഞാനം നമ്മുടെ കണ്ണുകളാകണം, സയൻസ് നമ്മുടെ കൈകളാകണം. നാം നേടിയ ജ്ഞാനം ലോകത്തിന് ഉപകാരപ്പെടുന്ന രീതിയിലാവണം നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതം. അത് നമ്മുടെ ഹൃദയത്തിൽ കാരുണ്യം നിറയണം. നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ 3 ഘടകങ്ങളുടെ ആവശ്യം എന്ന് പറയും: കാലം, പ്രയത്നം, ഈശ്വരകൃപ. ഏത് കർമ്മവും മധുരമാക്കണമെങ്കിൽ ഈ 3 ഘടകങ്ങൾ ആവശ്യമാണ്. അപ്പോൾ കാലം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു നഴ്സറി പഠിക്കുന്ന 20 വയസ്സിൽ കൊണ്ട് ചേർക്കത്തില്ലല്ലോ. അപ്പോൾ അടുത്ത് പോകാൻ ഇത്ര മണിക്ക് ഇറങ്ങി, അപ്പം ഒരു 2-3 മണിക്കൂർ യാത്ര ചെയ്താലേ പ്ലേ സ്റ്റേഷനിൽ എത്തുള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ അതിന് മുമ്പ് തന്നെ ഇറങ്ങി, എന്നിട്ട് നമ്മൾ വണ്ടി ഓടിച്ച് പോന്നു. ചിലപ്പോൾ ആക്സിഡൻ്റ് ആകാം, പ്ലേ സ്റ്റേഷൻ എത്തിയില്ലെന്ന് വരാം, യാത്ര മുടങ്ങിയെന്ന് വരാം. അപ്പം കാലം പ്രയത്നം ഉണ്ടായിട്ടും നമുക്ക് ഈശ്വരന് കൃപയില്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് അത് പൂർണ്ണമാക്കിയില്ല. ഒരുപക്ഷെ പ്ലേ സ്റ്റേഷൻ എത്തിയാൽ ചിലപ്പോൾ കാലാവസ്ഥ ശരിയല്ലെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പ്ലെയിൻ എഞ്ചിൻ കേടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു, യാത്ര പോകാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. അപ്പോൾ കാലം പ്രയത്നം ഉണ്ടായിട്ടും ഈശ്വര കൃപയില്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് ആ കർമ്മം പൂർത്തീകരിക്കാൻ സാധിച്ചില്ല. അപ്പോൾ കാലവും പ്രയത്നവും ഈശ്വര കൃപയും കൂടി ചേർന്നാൽ ഇത് കർമ്മം മധുരമാക്കാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ കൃപയ്ക്ക് നമ്മൾ നല്ല പ്രവൃത്തി ആവശ്യമാണ്. ആ നല്ല പ്രവൃത്തിയാണ് കൃപയായിട്ട് വരുന്നത്. ലോകത്തോടുള്ള കാരുണ്യമാണ് ഈ കൃപയ്ക്ക് പാത്രമാകുന്നത്. ഹൃദയം ഒരു പാറച്ചോട്ടുമാണ്, അത് തുറന്നില്ലെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് തന്നെയാണ് അപകടം. അതുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ ആ ഹൃദയം തുറക്കുക. ആ ഹൃദയം തുറക്കാൻ നമുക്ക് കഴിയട്ടെ. ഉള്ള മനഃശക്തിയും ആരോഗ്യവും ഒക്കെ കൊണ്ടാകട്ടെ. കൃപ മക്കളെല്ലാം അനുഗ്രഹിക്കട്ടെ.
We are grateful for Amma's enlightening words. Let us hope that we can imbibe her teachings to make this world a better place. I now invite Dr. Anand Kumar Sir, Vice Principal, Amrita School of Medicine and Professor and HOD of Neurology at Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences, to deliver the welcome address.
Namah and good morning to all of you, prince and princesses. You look extremely handsome and pretty today. And this is your day, and are you on top of the world? Okay, thank you. My wish for you today is that one day you also should sit on this dais as a dignitary. So that is the best gift you can give to your institution, and I think that's the best recognition you can have in your life. Is it a possibility? I think yes. Everything in the universe is energy, and if you match the frequency of the energy of your thought with that of the reality, there is no other option but for the reality to happen. This is not philosophy, this is science. These are the words of Albert Einstein. So this is the methodology by which you can achieve what you want in life. The steps include, first you have to fix your goal. Many of us do not know what you want in your life. Be very clear what you want and do not compromise. Dream high. And the second phase is visualization. Whatever you have dreamt, you dwell in that, you get immersed in that. The third is tag it with emotion. It's not just enough that you visualize, but you should feel it. The fourth is trust in this process. Believe in the process. And invariably, painstaking hard work and research and everything will follow. The last phase is idling. So you leave it to your intuitive mind, and the universe will deliver. And I will exemplify this while I introduce our dignitaries on the dais. Sampurna Swamiji Purnamritananda Puri. He is a formally trained engineer, and he was doing research on solar energy at the very prestigious Raman Institute of Science. And then he meets Amma. He came with a lot of cynicism and satire. And Amma totally changed him. So it's a power of thought, the intense desire within him to be with Amma. And here he is now as the General Secretary of the Amrita Madam. And Swamiji is an excellent singer, a very fine orator, which you are going to witness. He plays the flute, he writes, and he is a bundle of talents. And crowning all this is his simplicity and humility. And I have great pleasure in welcoming you, Swamiji, today. Next, I will introduce Dr. Rajiv Bahel. He is a physician scientist with specialization in pediatrics, and he has done his PhD in public health from the prestigious All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and he has an honorary doctorate from the University of Bergen, Norway. And he has held the position of Head of Research on Maternal, Newborn, Child and Adolescent Health at the World Health Organization, Geneva, and he was responsible for the newborn and child health research at WHO. There is a lot to his credit, but I would like to read this paragraph. Dr. Bahel has supported population-based multi-country research studies in over 20 countries in Asia and Africa, and has contributed to strengthening research capacity in over 50 institutions. He has conducted, led, and coordinated research that had significant impact on health policy and programs that had the potential of saving millions of lives every year. He has contributed to major innovations to newborn and child health, including zinc treatment in diarrhea, early initiation and exclusive breastfeeding, and outpatient treatment of newborns with severe infections. See, what I want to emphasize is that you can have either a paper-oriented research or a product-oriented research or a people-oriented research. So here is a power of thought for Dr. Rajiv Mahal. He chose the path of people-oriented, population-based research. And because of that, many lives he could save. In addition to that, based on his observations, the government was able to make policy decisions. So that is much to his credit. So he has worked on formulation of evidence-based global policy guidelines for the past 20 years in all aspects of maternal, newborn, child and adolescent health, which I think is a very great achievement. See, once you have the power of thought to pursue population-based, people-oriented research, laurels and success will follow. He's a typical example for that, but what I value most is that he must be thoroughly enjoying what he is doing. So that is a realization of his thought. I have great pleasure in welcoming you, sir, for the keynote address. Professor Vaidyanathan, he is my teacher. He did his graduation and post-graduation from Medical College Trivandrum. And he has had special training in venous disorders from the University of Mississippi. And his treatise on chronic venous disorders of the legs is an example or monument for what he has done in the field of venous disorders. And this is again showing the power of thought, Although he is a very skilled surgeon, a much sought after teacher, but he had a target, he had a focus. That's why he is sitting here to address you. So I have great pleasure in welcoming you, sir. Dr. Prem Nair, he is the director of, group director of Amrita Hospitals. And I have to take an anticipatory bail. I'm going to embarrass Dr. Prem a bit. Dr. Prem was a much sought after gastroenterologist in US. And he used to live in a very palatial building wearing designer clothes till he met Amma. And Amma totally changed him. Again, it's a power of thought, that intense desire to be with Amma. And he wanted to pursue spirituality. But Amma had different plans for him, and I think Amma put him into Karma Yoga, and here he is as a group director. Not only Dr. Prem, his wife Radhika, and his daughter, gastroenterologist Dr. Priya, and transplant surgeon Krishnani, all are in Amma's service, the whole family. I will not call it a sacrifice. I will call it something which he is giving to Amma because of his intense thought of to be with Amma. I welcome you, sir. Now I have to welcome the members of our Amrita family, our young and vibrant principal, Girish Kumar. Girish Kumar has authored many medical textbooks, and he's also a very skilled teacher and acclaimed singer. So I welcome you, Girish. Dr. Jayakumar is the head of pediatrics, and I don't have to tell anything about him. It's very evident, it's a non-verbal communication of his ability and his skill as a teacher and as a pediatrician. I welcome you. And he is my student also. And I have to welcome Dr. Sita Lakshmi, who is the head of pathology. She is again an authority in her subject, and last Doctor's Day I saw her dancing. And I was really pleasantly surprised, I would say. Now I have to thank the forensic expert, the magician, and the hypnotist, Dr. Ramakrishnan. I welcome Dr. Manisha, Provost. And I also welcome all the members of the Amrita family, and also the parents and relatives of students who have come here to realize their dream. I will also welcome Dr. Vandana Das in her spirit, who must have dreamt to be like this one day. Before I conclude, I was talking about energy vibrations, the intensity, the power of thought, and realization. But I cannot stop without telling the living example before us, that is Amma. So what started off as the first possession for the ashram was a sewing machine. So it is Amma's Divya Sankalpam that made all this empire of empathy and compassion. So it means that if you have the power of thought, Amma had this built in, the divinity is built into her. But we will have to acquire that with meditation and other measures of empowering your mind. So I pray to Amma that she showers all her grace today into our midst so that this graduation ceremony is elevated to a different realm. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your beautiful words, sir. Swamiji has been kind enough to bless this occasion with his presence today here with us. May I now invite Sampuji Swamiji Purnamritananda Puriji for the benedictory address.
സ്നേഹാലോകസുമോഹനവദന കരുണാർദ്രാനത നയനാം രമ്യാം ശ്രുതജനപാലന വ്യഗ്രാം സൗമ്യാം അമൃതാനന്ദമയീം പ്രണമാമി. Om Amadeshwari Namaha. My humble pranams to all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and also to all the angels sitting here, all the devas and devatas with the celestial costumes, and all the parents, all of you. You look so beautiful with this celestial dress. So many Dhansi Ranis and Rajas with a lot of self-confidence. This was not your expression when you came for the first program here. I remember some of your expressions during that program with a lot of anxiety. Where we are, how it been taken, what is going to happen in future here. Now with a lot of confidence. What is the difference? Now you are doctors. You know certain secrets about the human body, and also you know how to treat the people. You know the mysteries of, some of the mysteries of the human body and some solutions. That's the only difference between we and Amma. Amma knows the mysteries of this creation, and she knows certain solution for the problems of life. Some other people might ask, why you are calling doctors? You should call everybody doctors. No. All people cannot do that work. Only you know the secret of the human body and the solution for the problems of the body. So the degree is given, doctors. Just like that, Why people call some people as Mahatmas? They are Mahatmas because know the mysteries of this creation and solution for all types of human problems. I am so happy to be with you today. And this is an auspicious occasion. Amrita University is dedicating one more batch of its qualified and worthy students to the world. So it is an auspicious occasion. On this auspicious occasion, I take this opportunity to congratulate all of you for your strong determination and a wonderful performance. Amma says in our life, to become successful, we need three things. That is Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. First, to achieve anything in life, first you need a strong sankalpa, strong determination, willpower. Willpower is very much necessary. If you say, I will achieve it, it is going to happen. If you say, I will try to achieve it, never happen. So never try. Give that sankalpa to the nature first so that the nature can absorb that vibrations and make necessary changes for your success. First, give that strong sankalpa, I will achieve it. You should know what you have to achieve in life. So actually you should know the purpose of our life also. What is the purpose of life? To become perfect, to reach the supreme state of perfection. We may think that now after studies, I am going to become perfect. After becoming a doctor, I am going to become perfect. After getting married, I am going to become perfect. After having children, I am going to get perfect, going to become perfect. No, it is impossible to experience perfection through external changes. Certain internal changes are also necessary. The supreme state of perfection, we can see, the beauty of the supreme state of perfection we can see in Amma. She is not educated. Amma studied only up to 4th standard, but she got the doctorate degree from the State University of New York. And during the ceremony, I was present. Scholars from all over the world were present. After the ceremony, some of the scholars came for Amma's darshan. They asked Amma so many questions, difficult scientific questions. I was sitting right near Amma. And Amma could give all the answers without thinking. Then they wondered, they asked Amma, how is it possible for you to answer all these difficult scientific questions without thinking? Amma said, it is possible because I don't know anything. Amma made a beautiful statement. If you can become empty, you can enjoy the beauty of fullness. So, feeling of emptiness will make you full. Empty means without ego. The more you learn, you will come to know your limitation. Now, after getting the MBBS degree, you can handle all patients. But when you do the specialization, you would say, I don't know anything other than cardiology. I know only about the eyes, ears. The more you learn, the more you become humble, the more you become simple. Once I did think the previous principal, Dr. Prathapan sir, once told me, during this, their first class, he was talking to students, super specialty students. They are not ordinary students. So he said, all of you are practicing specialists, but here you are students. All the rules of the students are also applicable for you. Then he told me, these group of students are the most humblest students, because they are like servants in front of the professors, because they need to learn certain special skills which are not available from books. Only from an experienced person you can learn it. That's the role of the master. Amma does not have the degrees, but she has got intuitive knowledge. That's much more important than our intelligence. Before meeting Amma, I had a feeling that technology can solve human all problems. When I joined Raman Research Institute, Bangalore, I thought all the scientists must be against God because I was against God once. Now see my condition. That's the transformation happened when I met Amma. So when I joined Raman Institute, my boss, a Christian lady, she gave me a beautiful advice. She told me, you are going to do research on solar radiation. So please chant Gayatri Mantra a few times before you start your research work, because it is impossible to become successful in your life without intuitive knowledge. Very true. It is impossible to become successful no matter whether in the material field, spiritual field, professional field, everywhere you need this intuitive knowledge to become successful. When you have to take sudden decisions in your life, your intelligence can't help. You should feel the right answer from within. That is possible through your purity. Modern education cannot give you that. Here, that's the difference. Doctors with the purity. That is Amrita. Amrita doctors. You can sustain your innocence even after getting so many degrees. That difference I have seen in our students when I travel around the world. Everywhere we can see that humility and efficiency in Amrita products. So your embodiment of that, both the balance of modern education with innocence. Innocence is much more powerful than your intelligence, because innocence can invoke that intuitive knowledge. Why all people are attracted to us, Amma? She's not showing any miracles in our, but whatever she does becomes miracle. That's how we started this Ames hospital. When many people came to Amma, requested Amma, Amma, we need a hospital at Cochin. Then Amma said, okay. Then everybody said, nature made proper arrangements. Dr. Prem came. He never imagined that he would leave US and come here. Everything happened, and nature changed everything, made necessary settings to create this wonderful temple of hospital of temple. It's a temple of compassion. So just a sankalpa is enough to make it possible. When you go to Amma, if you ask for anything, Amma never say, I will do it. No. I will do the sankalpa. What it means? Strong, self-willed thought that change the vibration of the atmosphere. That's what Anandkumar sir said. Thought waves are so powerful. You know what happen when you think about something? When you think about something, you are transmitting thought waves. It is just like electromagnetic waves. It can travel with the speed of light, strike all the objects of this world, get reflected, become million times more powerful, comes back to you. If you transmit a positive thought, it can comes back as a blessing. If you transmit a negative thought, it comes back as a curse. So you should be very careful when you handle your mind. Whatever you think is going to happen, most of our thoughts are negative thoughts. Watch your thoughts, you will come to know. That's how Bhagavad Gita starts with the slogan, Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveda Yuyulsava, Mamaka Pandava Chaiva, Kima Kuruvada Sanjaya. The blind king is asking to his minister what is happening in the warfield of Kurukshetra. Where is this Kurukshetra? We know the story of Mahabharata. It's the Itihasa. It happened like that, but Bhagavad Gita is different. It is talking about the inner war. Constant conflict happens without our knowledge. So many thoughts are flashing through our mind without our permission. So this inner world became like a war field. So first time when a person is trying to find out what is happening within, that is the first step of meditation. Gita starts with that message. You have never tried to find out about our personality. We try to find out about others. We are doing research on external things, never trying to do an inner research. That's why one of the most famous scientists, Albert Einstein, said at his deathbed, I have spent my whole lifetime to learn more and more about this external world, but I am totally ignorant about my inner world. Now I am dying like an animal without having any control over my own body. See the last verse of one of the greatest scientists. So we should know what is happening within. That's why Bhagavad Gita starts. Try to find out what types of thoughts are flashing through your mind. Remove the unwanted thoughts. There are so many techniques to remove the unwanted thoughts. When surgeons, when they do the surgery for 16 hours, he is not aware about his mind. He can transcend the body and mind. He can stand still for so many hours. Meditation becomes spontaneous. When you love your profession, when you do out of love, something out of love, meditation just happens. So the negative forces and the positive forces, both are fighting each other within. The Pandavas and Kauravas are within. So actually, all our virtues are sent to the forest. We never get a chance to activate our good qualities. That's why the society is designed. Society never allows us to activate our divine qualities, but there are a lot of opportunities to activate our negative qualities. That's why all this fight, all this war, when there is inner world, inner conflict, life become a war field. This world become a war field. So the essence of Bhagavad Gita is how to convert the war field of life into a playground. You can enjoy every moment of your life if you know the secret of this divine illusion. That's what Bhagavad Gita reveals. At the end, the last sloka, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhudir, Dhruva Nidhim Madhurmama. The Sanjaya, the minister, concludes saying, where there is Lord Krishna, Yogeshwara Krishna, and where there is Arjuna who is ready to fight, there is success, there is fortunes, there is virtues, there is prosperity, there is justice. So to become successful in your life, your human effort alone is not enough. We need divine grace. How to get this divine grace? Divine grace is possible only through your purity. So this life is very precious. This body is very precious. You doctors know much more than me. How precious is this body? So Amma says, this body is a temple of God. Keep the purity of your body. Keep the body healthy. Keep the body pure. Because unimaginable amount of strength is there within. Activate that power. Anything is possible in this lifetime. If you get the blessings of your body, blessings of your mind, anything is possible. But if you want to really enjoy your life, if you want to really successful your life, don't insult your body. Don't misuse your body. Respect your body. Because if the body is defective, all achievements in life become meaningless. So don't insult your body, respect your body, and also all other bodies are also temples of God. Respect those bodies too, and also respect birds, plants, animals. We need the blessings of each and every object of this world to enjoy life. Before meeting Amma, I had that feeling that technology is enough to solve human problem. A divine help is not necessary. I used to go to many places where I heard about supernatural powers, evil spirits, haunted houses. I stayed in haunted houses. I stayed in graveyards. And I found that evil spirits are much more harmless than human beings. That search brought me to Amma. I asked Amma so many questions. I asked Amma, is there a God? She said, it is just like you are asking whether you have a tongue with your own tongue. Why you are inquiring? I said, if there's a God, I have got such an anger to kill him. Amma asked, why? In this creation, so many people are suffering from poverty and various kinds of diseases. Some are leading luxurious life. If there's a God who created such a cruel world, I have got such an anger to kill him. Amma said, I like you. Because you are angry towards God, not because of selfishness, but out of compassion to the suffering. God dwells in such a heart where there is love and compassion. Then Amma told me, God is not someone who punishes everyone. He's the embodiment of love. He's the embodiment of compassion. How can he punish us? We are punishing ourselves through our words and action. Amma even reminded me the Newton's law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. It is applicable not only in the gross level, but also in the subtle level. Even the thoughts has its own reaction. So be careful when you handle your mind, the thoughts, because thought waves are so powerful, it can change your future. It can change your destiny. If you know how to change the qualities of your present thoughts, you can change your future. That's why it is said, strong determination is very important in our life. Have positive imagination. If you try to see defects everywhere, you will be able to see only defects. That's how the mind is designed. This world can be defective for a defective mind, but for Amma, everything is divine. Amma says, I can see only God in everyone. When the journalist asked Amma, people worship you as God. Who is your God? Amma said, my children are my God. All of you are my God. I can see only God in all of you. When a person when it is possible for us to see goodness everywhere, we rise up to the next level. Mahatma. We can become Mahatma at that level. Actually, in our life, I asked Amma, another thing Amma said, God is compassionate, embodiment of love, embodiment of compassion, but nature has no compassion. Nature has only rules. If you say, I don't believe in gravitational force, I'm going to jump from the building. No matter a child jump, a pandit jump, a minister jump, result is the same. It is not question of belief. God doesn't need anybody's belief. Just like that, the nature, the rules of this nature is called dharma. You want to enjoy life, follow dharma. You can make money through dharma. Perform every action following dharma. You can really enjoy life. And also, Amma said, there's only one difference between spirituality and materialism. When you become a giver of happiness, you become spiritual. When you become a giver of love, you become a spiritual. When you become a taker of happiness, you become worldly. When you expect a lot, become worldly. Once I remember during Amma's tour, US tour, one young man asked Amma, Amma, I have completed my studies and now I got a very good job. Should I get married? Then I was the translator. I said, Amma, I translated to Amma. Amma said, son, if you don't want happiness, get married. Mone, sandosam venda ennuണ്ടെങ്കിൽ kalyanam കഴിച്ചു. He looked at me. He didn't understand. Then Amma explained, if you want to give happiness, get married. If you expect happiness, you may get disappointed. Because so far, nobody has found happiness through expectation. But if you can become a giver of happiness, certainly you will get it. If you can become a giver of love, certainly you will get it. That's the rule of the nature. When you become a giver of love, everyone will start loving you. So start that love, lessons of love from your family. Amma says, make your parents happy. If you want to become successful in your life, first make your parents happy. You cannot enjoy your life after hurting your parents. Mata, Pita, Guru, Deva means try to see God in your mom, try to see God in your father, try to see God in your master Guru. Then you can find God everywhere. God will be there everywhere. You get invisible protection. Divine hands will be everywhere. Life can become much more effortless. So to enjoy life, first to get the grace of your own mom, mother, father, teachers. To enjoy life, we need the blessings of each and every objects of this world. During Amma's 50th birthday in Cochin, I don't know whether you were there. So maybe some of you, even before joining this course, that traditional programs of many countries were there for the celebration, and each country presented their traditional programs, and the native Indians of America, they presented a program with the costumes of plants, birds, and animals. And the journalist asked them one question: why you presented a dance program with the costumes of plants, birds, and animals even without showing your beautiful faces? Then they said, according to our faith, when God created this world, He asked the celestial beings to become plants, birds, and animals to protect man. So all of them became plants, birds, and animals. So it is our duty to protect them because they are our protectors. If we are destroying them, we are destroying our protectors. Means we should be able to respect plants, birds, animals, even inert objects. There is nothing inert in this world. Why you give so much importance for your pen? It's inert. Why are you giving so much importance for textbooks? Never step on it. Because you are seeing something more than that. So even in inert object, unimaginable amount of energy is there. It can be invoked from anywhere. It can be invoked from within also. So we should be able to respect each and every objects of this world to enjoy life. So these native Indians are asking one question to the modern world. Only after the last tree has been cut down, only after the last river has been poisoned, only after the last fish has been caught, only then will you find that money cannot be eaten. Yeah, we should protect the nature. We should be able to sustain the purity of the nature. Even our thoughts waves can pollute this atmosphere. It is much more dangerous than atomic radiation. So radiation of the human mind. So we can silently save this world if you can practice meditation. Amma says prayer and meditation. Prayer means not just chanting something, that's also prayer, but prayer means producing positive vibrations around you. Smiling face can become a prayer, soothing words can become a prayer, actions with perfection can become a prayer, actions with love can become a prayer. If you can make your whole life a prayer, intuitive power will develop within. You can become extraordinary. Why to remain ordinary? You can become extraordinary. Just after your medical degree, you are not going to become doctors. You have to meet so many patients again and again. You will develop certain special skills. Siddhi. That is Siddhi. When you do something again and again, after some time, without your knowledge, you will develop certain skills. At present, you have to think about a lot before treating a person. But just by seeing the patient, a real doctor will feel within. He must be affected by such and such disease. For confirmation, he might do some test. That's all. Like that kind of cities we can develop. So just love your profession. That's enough. So I pray for all of you for to develop that intuitive knowledge also. I just want to remind you a message from Amma. Amma tells children, in this journey of life, your legs alone are not enough. Use your wings too. Move a little higher than your body and mind. Spread the wings of intuition. Leave the boundaries behind. Enjoy the bliss of eternal freedom. May Amma bless all of you with this everlasting bliss of freedom. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, dear Swamiji. Let us pray that we may be able to grow in our lives through intuitive knowledge. I now call upon Dr. Prem Nair, sir, Provost and Medical Director, Amrita Hospitals, to deliver the Provost address.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our most beloved Amma, Sampuja Swami Purnamritananda Puri Ji, Dr. Rajiv Behal, Dr. Girish, Dr. Anand Kumar, Dr. Vaidyanathan, Dr. Jay Kumar, Dr. Sita Lakshmi, Dr. Manisha, Dr. Manoj, distinguished faculty, and most importantly, our students who are graduating today. It's really a pleasure, as our previous speakers mentioned, to see all of you smiling and ready to move on with your careers. I would also particularly like to thank our parents who are here. It is their support throughout your difficult 4.5 years of studies that has made it possible. And even prior to that, it is their support, their love and affection and their commitment that has made you reach where you are. Congratulations to all of you. It's been an incredible journey for all of us. And in the undergraduate program in medicine, starting in 2002, we have subsequently completed almost 1,600 students through our medicine course here at Amrita. As you might know, we have had an outstanding faculty that, along with the facilities needed to develop an excellent medical program, and over the years, these have been principally responsible for training of our both undergraduates and postgraduates. I will not get into a lot of the details, but probably stick with one very important aspect that you need to know, and that is working as a physician at all stages in your career. You will need to work as a team. Today, physicians do not work with a stethoscope in an isolated room. They need to work with a large number of colleagues who form a team, who work well together, who respect each other. And these teams are made of multiple different specialties coming together because each of them need to provide the necessary skill sets in different areas so as to provide the best possible outcome for the patient and cure for the patient. So if there is one thing that you can take away from the graduation ceremonies is the importance of team building. Each of you will depend upon your ability to build a trusting, committed, kind team that works well with you and able to provide outstanding care to the patient. So that is something that comes with experience, and usually our faculty and faculties, wherever you are going to be in, will be able to guide you in developing such a team which will last the entire lifetimes. So I wish you all again once more congratulations to you and wish you all the very best in your career. Om Amriteshwariye Namaha.
Thank you very much, sir. And indeed, thank you very much for touching upon the important point about team building. Thank you very much. I now take great pride in calling upon Dr. S. Vaidyanathan, sir, founding HOD of the Department of General Surgery at the Amrita School of Medicine, Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences, Kochi. Sir is one of the few surgeons who courageously ventured into deep vein surgical repair in Government Medical College in Kerala in much earlier days. Teaching and the venous system have been Sir's passion, and we are fortunate to be trained by him. I now invite Sir, our chief guest for the day, to inaugurate the graduation ceremony and deliver the graduation address.
Hello. How are you all? Okay. Sampoja Swamiji, Provost and Medical Director, Dr. Prem Nair, my good friend, Anand Girish Kumar, we were colleagues in the emergency department, Ramakrishnan, my protege. I brought him up, he was my intern. And Jay Kumar, we were colleagues at Kotte. And Sita Lakshmi, sir, Rajiv sir, I met him today and I was truly impressed by the scholarly presentation of some of the concepts which we discussed for a brief time. I was introduced as a chief guest. I would say I am neither chief nor a guest. I'm just an ordinary, humble, post-retired from both government side as well as the Amrita cutter or a barber, a surgeon. You know, the modern surgeon, the ancestry of surgery was from barbers. So I'm proud to be a barber today. And I wish I could sit with you there, over there. I could come down. Because I see the romance, the beauty, the simplicity there. And I wish I could repair all the wrinkles in my system. I could have a quantum of black shining hair in place of this receding gray hairs. I know God will not permit that. I have to die. I'm not a philosopher. I'm not a great thinker. Like I said, I'm a down-to-earth, simple, humble surgeon. And therefore, I can't give you advice, because advice you had plenty. You're bursting in your seams with advice from your teachers, your preceptors, your parents. And I don't want to place yet another straw on the poor donkey's back, lest it break down. I would confine my few comments to what I have experienced, because Amma said, Jeevitham anubhavathil kodi padikanam. So what I learned in my profession as a medical doctor, I thought I'll share with you some of my thoughts on this topic. And you might take my thoughts or completely leave it. I have no problem. You don't have to follow whatever I said. You can just dump it in the paper basket. No problem about that. At the outset, I would like to congratulate all the parents first who have assembled here. Because I'm a parent myself, and when my son graduated, I was bursting with joy and happiness. 2 sons. One of them is here. And so I can feel the emotions of the parents sitting over there. They were not only providers of your needs and comforts, but they were partners and co-creators of your destiny. And I'm sure that today, whatever sacrifices they have made have come to a fruition today. So thank you, hats off to all of the senior parents and senior citizens. To you, I offer a formal welcome, and invite you to this noble profession of medicine. Remember, we belong to the league of stalwarts, Andreas Vesalius. We have Theodore Coker, Ignaz Philipp Semmelweis, William Osler, and a whole world of luminaries. And all of us can feel proud and be happy that we belong to that same team. But then remember one thing. When we have privileges, we have duties, we have responsibilities. Privileges sans responsibilities, an oxymoron, as they call it in English. 2 things cannot exist together. And therefore, today I thought I would share with you some of the concepts which is facing the medical profession today. I like to consider it in 3 levels. How do we doctors relate ourselves to the profession that we are going to practice, or which I have practiced? How do we doctors relate to our patients and the world around them? And finally, and most importantly, how do we doctors relate to ourselves? Because these are the 3 pillars on which our profession has lingered and made glorious advancements during the last few decades. So let me go to the first point. How do we relate to the profession that you're going to practice and which I have practiced? We know that the medical profession is very noble. Certainly it's so. And if you look at it carefully, it has 2 facades. One is the scientific facade of medicine. None of us can challenge. There is no science in what we practice. There is some science. At the same time, there is a non-scientific human element in medical practice. When a patient comes to you with a disease, that's how we need to understand that. A patient, a lady, or for that matter, any person comes to you with a disease, we can identify 2 components of the disease. The illness component, resulting from the structural damages to the organs, tissues, and cells, and the altered biochemical parameters as a consequence of these damages. As doctors, we need to cure them. We need to fix these damages. And we do that by using technology. We can modify the biochemical milieu interior, altered milieu interior, by molecules, therapeutic molecules, drugs. I used to cut, excise, or transplant tissues. And today we know that medical science is advanced technologically by leaps and bounds. We can diagnose diseases at the genetic level. We can modulate genes, genetic modulation, genetic engineering. So we have reached to the level of creation of a new life. And it's all the aftermath. This is a huge problem. I'm not going to discuss the details of that. But there is more to disease than what meets the eye. The second component, the distress, the anguish, the fear, the anxiety, the stress of a patient resulting from the altered pattern of a house, of a domestic situation, of a relation with colleagues and family. This is called the distress component of a disease. And remember, no technology, however advanced it is, none of the PET scans, none of the fMRIs can ease off the distress of a diseased person. Only the love, compassion, and the gentle care of a doctor can, to some extent at least, alleviate the distress component of the disease. So we have two processes in medical practice: cure and heal. When we use technology, we fix tissues and bodies and we try to cure a patient. But when we use our sympathy, our compassion, our empathy, our kind gestures, we heal a patient. Unfortunately, in the medical profession today, the ratio of forces of curing and healing has altered enormously, especially during the current decades. With the curing and the technology fraction taking over and pushing the healing factor towards the back seat. An ideal doctor should be a healer first and then only try to cure the disease. So does it mean that we should do away with all the technology and establish a moratorium that hereafter no further fresh advancements in technology? Does it mean that? Absolutely no. I was worried about this. I read a lot on how to sort of complement the technological advancement with the humane aspect of medical practice. And then I came across one sentence in one of my favorite books, authored by Robert Pritzig. Some of you would have read it. It's called The Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. And what he says is that humanity today needs technology with a human face. Technology with a human face. That's what you find in Amrita. That's what I used to teach my youngsters when I was a faculty here. That's what I used to teach my students in my government practice as well. So that's my first message. Try to practice your technology with a human face. Friends, I go to the next level. I'm sorry, I just switched out a bit serious. Relax. I'm not that bad guy. I'm a really good guy. So relax. The second component. How do we react or relate, I won't say react, relate to your patients and the world around you, around your patient. One of my another favorite authors, the late Sherwin Newland. Some of you would have read his book. One of his most famous books is Doctors, the Biography of Medicine. Newland has made a statement that uncertainty is the only certainty in the practice of medicine. Think about that once again. I'll repeat that sentence once again. Uncertainty is the only certainty in the practice of medicine. And he says, it is so because the medical science is not a perfect science. It's an uncertain art. In fact, most of the problems that we hear today, the physical attacks on doctors, hospitals, arises because of this uncertainty of medical practice. Fueling this uncertainty, some of my seniors, I'm not blaming anything, but I remember when I was a student, the practice of medicine was what is called patriarchal decision making. A big chief, a big surgeon, a big man, clad in his white apron, God player, that's what we used to call him, God player. That's a book by Robin Cook, God Players. He comes down, walks around the wards, and doles out his instructions and suggestions with a take it or leave it attitude to his patients. What we call the patriarchal decision making. In today's medical profession, this is a blasé concept, an outmoded blasé concept. We need to take our patients and their friends and relatives into our confidence. We need to create bridges. We need to create bridges of love, affection, that connects us to our patient, and not to create walls and fences to foster separateness. I'm not saying the bridges will not collapse. It can. We know what happened in Vidyapeetham bridge just collapsed. So bridges do collapse. But then, at the end of it, we have to face it. And by Provost Premna was saying about teamwork, and I think this is the basis of teamwork. And today in medical practice, this is called shared decision-making responsibility. The patient has as much a stake in making decisions as the doctor himself or herself. And teamwork, as they say, makes dreams work. And finally, I come to the third component. How do you relate to yourself? How did I relate to myself? There is a misconception that doctors should give full attention to their patients, even sacrificing their own comforts, physical, emotional, and spiritual welfare. I'm sorry, I beg to differ from this point. I need to be strong myself. I need to have a good physical strength. My mind must be strong, and my spiritual convictions must be really overpowering. I must be strong, I must be healthy, so that I can take care of my patients better. All of us know that we don't take our vehicle, our car, to a mechanic who cannot repair his own car, do we? Never. So you need to be strong yourself first. A lot of strategies for this. If you want to know what I do, to build myself, to improve myself. I have my own strategy I would share with you in case you want to get the secret from me. Maybe during the lunch break, we can do that. The point is, we need to reinvent ourselves and introduce a better version of yourself on a day-to-day basis. A better version in terms of physical structure, mental abilities, and spiritual abilities. The Japanese call it kaizen, K-A-I-Z-E-N. Continuous, continuous and non-interrupted improvement on a day-to-day basis. Kaizen, that's the spirit of kaizen. So friends, we don't have to go around and search for strength outside. Swamiji was saying, everything is inside you. Slumbering, snoring. What we need to do is awaken the giant within all of us. We don't need an extra force, an external force. I will end up my talk. I won't say talk, nonsense, whatever you feel. Do it, interpret it any way you want. A story from a Zen master. This actually happened. I forgot the name of the Zen master. One day he proposed a koan, K-O-A-N. Koan in Zen Buddhism is a riddle or a puzzle. There is no easy answer for a koan. I'll give you an example. What is the sound of a single hand clapping? Think about it. This is the koan, an example of koan. But this time, the Zen master made a statement as koan to his disciples for them to meditate and unscramble and find the answer. And the statement was this: if you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. What an atrocious statement. If you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. Incidentally, this is the title of a book which I have read by Sheldon Cope, a psychotherapist and an author. The disciples meditated, couldn't find the answer, and finally the Zen master came out and said, your Buddhahood is in yourself. You are the Buddha, and you don't have to go out searching for an external Buddha. That is why I said, kill the Buddha if you meet him on the road. So young ladies and gentlemen, young doctors, you're all Buddhas. And I hope some of you, I'll come to some of you as a patient. Because I'm going to die, all of us are going to die, and I am at the far end of this long journey. And I'm Amrita. Amrita is our hospital. Dr. Prem and all of you are so close to me. If I fall sick, I will not go anywhere. Even if I'm somewhere, my mind and emotions will be here. So when I come back as a patient, treat me, and then think about all the thoughts that we discussed today. I don't want you to accept all of them. You can challenge them. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the great Lord Krishna, after communicating the whole concept of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, told him, I've given you the wisdom thoughts of humanity. Reflect on them carefully. And then he said a word, yadechasi tadakuru. Act as you feel right. You have the freedom to act in whichever way you think is right. That is the inherent freedom for all of us, but tone it down by discipline as well. So, yadechasi tadakuru. Thank you very much. I wish you a very bright future. Let me finish. Personal and professional career, and be good daughters and sons to your dear parents. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the inspiring words. Ignaz Semmelweis once said that if we have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. And you, sir, are our giants. Thank you so much. May I now request all to rise for the formal inauguration of the graduation ceremony. Kindly be seated. We are lucky to have with us today physician scientist Dr. Rajiv Behelji, who is Secretary to Government of India and the Department of Health Research and Director General, Indian Council of Medical Research. Sir has held multiple positions heading research at the level of ICMR and at the international level with the World Health Organization. Sir, I now invite you to deliver the keynote address.
Respected Swamiji, Dr. Prem Nair, Dr. Vidyanathan, Dr. Anand, Dr. Girish Kumar, all the other dignitaries on the dais, parents, faculty, and young students who are now going to be no longer the young students but young doctors. It gives me immense pleasure to be here today for reasons more than one. It is obviously a great thing to be at a convocation of a nice institute like Amrita. It's a wonderful institution. But this is a convocation like none other for me that I have attended because my family's daughter is getting among the graduate students, and I was supposed to come here and sit along with the other parents. But thank you, Dr. Nair and others, to give me the opportunity to speak to all the young students who are here. Obviously, I'd like to start with congratulations to the parents and families, the teachers and students on your great achievement. And I think Swamiji said it, and I'll say it in another way. One thing that I have always remembered, and I would love you to remember, that there are two people in the world who will always have the best in their hearts for you, and they are your parents and your teachers. None other than that you can be 100% confident. But for those two, you should always believe that they will never, ever have anything that is not for your best. So, as much as your parents, I would like to also congratulate all the teachers who have produced a wonderful group of young doctors like you. We've heard a lot of advice for you today, and I think it is teaching you some patience. To get a good thing, you have to first listen to all the advice that you get. Swamiji gave you the best advice about life. And I think some of the things he said, I learned so much from it myself. And I think if you reflect on the things that he said about how you live your life, it will be, and what you will imbibe here, you may not do it today, but there will be a time when you will look at this and you will listen and you will remember what you heard repeatedly, like what Swamiji said. Dr. Nair told you a secret of teamwork and collaboration, and I think he picked on just one theme, but probably it is the most important thing that sets us apart, and maybe something that sets us currently behind the rest of the developed world. If you really want to do well, listen to that collaboration. And then Dr. Vidyanathan shared with you some of the pearls of wisdom about what your life as a doctor should be. I, as the DG ICMR and Secretary, Department of Health Research, but also as a person who's a physician like you, but chose a slightly different path of research, would like to share with you something about research and why you should, and you are, a physician scientist. No matter whether you decide to be a researcher or not, by force, you are a physician scientist. Why do I say that? You will tomorrow do an MD or an MS. You will have to do a thesis. You will have to do research. You will have to learn how to do research in addition to clinical training. You will do a DM, many of you, or an MCH. You'll continue with research. If you become a faculty member, you will be supposed to do research. It will be part of your life. But even if you do not choose to do any one of them, I think you will always have the ability and should be a physician scientist. And I think the pandemic showed us why. And I'll just share one or two things about that. I think pandemic was a watershed about how people in India at least thought about research. Dr. Menon, I rode with him from the airport today, and he was telling me that 5 years ago, people would not know Indian Council of Medical Research. But today, when he told the driver that we are here to pick up DG ICMR, said immediately he could connect that what it means. Why is that? Because the pandemic showed us that the best doctors, whether they were pulmonary medicine experts, infectious disease specialists, had done whatever training they had. In the face of a new disease, they just could not fathom what to do. Every single answer, even saying what this syndrome is, what is the cause of this syndrome, what is the virus, how do we protect ourselves, how do we treat, how do we create a vaccine? Every single answer almost came from research and then was implemented by the physicians and the others, healthcare professionals. So that is the frame shift that tells people that research can provide answers. There has never ever been that human thought or sankalp, as Swamiji said, that I have seen before, that we had a vaccine. Not only globally, but a vaccine made in India, manufactured in India, but also developed in India within not even 1 year, March to January, 9 months, we had a new vaccine. It was never thought of, never imagined before that we would have a vaccine for a disease that we didn't even know existed, a virus that we did not even know existed in March, or at least by March it was a pandemic we didn't know in January. In the same year, we would be vaccinating people in United States. And a month later, we would be vaccinating people in India. Now that is the power of research. And as young doctors, I would like you to think that with great level of confidence, that you can also help with such thinking. So not only people who developed the vaccine, all the physicians who simply described what COVID was. In beginning, it was being published in Lancet and New England Journal of Medicine. A few physicians who were writing what is this disease, what is happening in our ICUs. They are all physician scientists who were describing how this would happen. And these same people were, physician scientists were the ones who were looking at treatments and looking at, people on steroids probably are suffering less from this disease. That astute observation led to a clinical trial that came out with the only life-saving treatment that we could think of and we could use in terms of corticosteroids for severe, moderate to severe COVID disease. So please understand that it is not something which research is not about big machines, big new techniques only. Those things can help. But the most important thing is that curiosity that you people should not lose. Just like the purity that Swamiji was talking about, that curiosity of a young child about knowing the world, if you don't lose that, then you will be able to help collectively with a lot of these issues. Can research help beyond this pandemic? Other things? Are there other examples? I could recount hundreds. But I'd like to share with you one or two things from my own experience. So 35 years ago, I was sitting like you, waiting for my degree and people giving me a lot of lectures and thinking, when will it be over and when will I go and get my pictures and be with my family. But 5 years into clinical practice, I decided that I wanted to do public health, research for people, understanding what people's disease was and how we could solve problems in the community itself. And since then, I've been working with child survival. And even if what I'm trying to tell you is it was a very unusual path. I left my senior residency, I became a research officer, I started doing a PhD in community medicine of everything else after being a pediatrician. But I have enjoyed every moment of it. If ever given the chance to do it again, I wouldn't change anything. So what I would like you to think about is, it's not a cookie cutter approach that you need to take. Whatever you want to do, whatever drives your passion, take that and do it that way. Don't ever let people tell you this is the only path to take. You can become a clinician if you wish. You can become a private practitioner if you wish. You can become a researcher. You can even have professions which are at the cusp. You can become a lawyer and a great forensic expert and a lawyer if you wish. You could become a hospital administrator. You could become anything you wanted to. You still are in that phase where you can realize any dream that you have. Somebody talked about, I think Dr. Anand talked about dreams, and I want to say only one thing. At this age, you may feel that your dream may not come true. But I have heard this from so many people from my batch of young students when we were, that whatever we dreamt of, about 95% people's dreams became true. The biggest problem was they dreamt too little, too less, too low. So don't think that your dream will not become true. The problem is going to be that you didn't dream big enough. So dream big. And whatever you wish to do it, and do it with passion, and it will not feel like work, ever. We might think that we are doctors, we have other friends who did not do medicine, they did something else, they became management experts or something within 4 years. We have spent, 5.5 years, and then another 3.5, and another 3, and another 3, until you become somebody of note. But please remember, if you enjoy what you do, it doesn't look like work. It is play. Retain that playfulness in addition to that curiosity that you have. Remain playful. Do things that you enjoy. And it will never seem like a burden. What I am very confident about is that young medical scientists like you will contribute immensely to India becoming a developed nation. and you will use innovation and research, and at least a few of you will become real innovators, researchers, and physicians, scientists who will take this country forward. So with those words, I would like to thank you, wish you well, and Jai Hind.
Thank you very much for your inspiring words, dear sir. You would be happy to know that our young medical graduates already do have to their credit few ICMR projects, and our existing graduates are also part of a lot of projects under research at the moment. Thank you very much, sir. May I now request the graduates to rise for the Physician's Pledge. I invite Dr. Girish Kumar, sir, Principal, Amrita School of Medicine, to deliver the pledge.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. My dear young, vibrant graduates, are you ready for the pledge? Are you ready for the pledge? Little more sound. Yes. Okay. Can we start now? It should come from your heart, not from the paper. Okay? I, Dr. Girish Kumar KP, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect my autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit considerations of age, disease, or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confined in me even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience, dignity, in the accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Please be seated. As a token of gratitude and appreciation for your presence here today, sir, may I now invite Dr. Prem Nair, sir, to give the memento to Dr. Rajiv Behel, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And now I invite Dr. Girish Kumar, sir, Principal, Amrita School of Medicine, to present the memento to Dr. S. Vaidyanathan, sir, Chief Guest for the day. Thank you very much. Next, may I invite onto the stage Dr. C. Jaykumar Sir, Professor and HOD, Department of Pediatrics, Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences, for the felicitations.
Om Namah Shivaya. Pranam Amma. Distinguished guests on the dais, Swami Sampurna Swamiji, Chief Guest of the Day, Professor Dr. Vidyapeetham Sir, Dr. Anandakumar Sir, Principal Dr. Girish, Dr. Ramakrishnan, Dr. Vijayalakshmi, Siddharashmi Madam, dear graduates, today I am very happy and have great pride to be with you on this memorable day. I am overjoyed today as a part of this memorable day again. Today is a special day for you. Why today is a special day for you? You reach the first step in the fulfillment of your dream of yours and your parents. Believe me, some of your peers could not achieve this day for more than one reason. You reach this day with hard work of many years. Your commitment, your resilience paid the gift as this day. So it's an important day for you. So, my dear students, my dear graduates, so from this point of on day, we can move forward with a great joy. Today is a great day for success and happiness and enjoyment. And you celebrate this day, but in the right spirit. So in this context, as my previous speakers said, you should be thankful to our teachers, your parents, your peers and friends who supported all through these years. That's very important. So I am all the more happy for one more reason. I am also a part of the team of Amrita, who doctors not only medicine, but also moral value. So be brave, be kind to the patients that's coming to you. I wish very best for you, and I congratulate all of you in your future endeavor. With these words, I would like to conclude my words. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, dear sir. May I now call upon Dr. Sita Lakshmi Madam, Professor and HOD, Department of Pathology, for the felicitations.
Hi. Sambujya Swamiji, dignitaries on and off the dais, parents, grandparents, I'm seeing many of you in the crowd, and dear young doctors. I feel really proud to be a teacher, and I feel blessed also because I'm standing in front of my teacher who is sitting there, Dr. Nandakumar, who is a principal of Government Medical College Trivandrum. Hearty congratulations to you first. And you have had a lot of pearls of wisdom from the seniors. I would like to tell you a few more points, not an advice. Be good communicators. That's very important. Okay. To the patient, to the bystanders, to your colleagues, nurses, all around you. Because whatever you do, you have to communicate also. So that is very important. You may be doing the best. So sometimes it may not get noticed and it may not get that fruitful if you are not communicating it well. Okay, so you will be definitely sharing your happiness, your success stories to us. So we are happy for that. But whenever you are sad, when you are not able to make it, whenever you feel low, communicate with us. We are all there for you. Like somebody will find a solution for your problem, and like that will be solved. Okay, so be good communicators, stay connected with your friends, family, teachers, and to the society. Keep in touch, and all the very best in your future endeavors. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for the kind words. May I now request Dr. Priya Nair, Associate Professor, Department of Gastroenterology at Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences, to be kind enough and read out Amma's message for the graduates.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the newest batch of graduate doctors from Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, the 2017 MBBS batch. Each and every one of you are our beloved Chancellor, Sri Mata Amritandamayi Devi's offering to society, a generation of compassionate and dedicated doctors. It is my honor and privilege today to read out Amma's message to her dearest children. In Amma's words, "Darling children, just as a person needs air to breathe, the soul needs to be nurtured with love and care. A person's inherent desire for love is felt the most when they fall sick, physically or mentally. More than half of any cure is love. As far as the patient is concerned, the doctor is God's visible form. Due to this, all those serving at the hospital, be it doctors, nurses, or any other healthcare professional, should always have a heartfelt smile on their lips. They should be people who can speak pleasant words. Their eyes, words, and touch should be gentle and kind. They should be good listeners and must be able to work with patients, bearing in mind their mental state. Children, may you all develop these qualities. Doctors are bridges between man and God. Therefore, a good doctor should be as ready to place his faith in the wondrous ability and power of God as he has the ability to place faith in modern medicine and its latest scientific inventions. Being in the medical profession gives doctors and other healthcare professionals a golden opportunity to express the divinity latent in each and every being. Salt water in a vessel can be made drinkable if we keep adding pure water to it. Similarly, by consciously developing and expressing divine virtues within us, we can transform our character and change our destiny. Fate is nothing but the sum total of our past actions. By consciously purifying our thoughts, words, and actions, we can shape our future. My children, never waste an opportunity to serve. The entire world looks up to those who have the heart to do selfless service. We should not leave Mother Earth with scars. On the contrary, we should leave Mother Earth with flowers bedecked in her hair. Amma prays to the Paramatman that the flowers of innocence, love, and selfless service remain in all her children's lives without ever fading away. Hugs and kisses to one and all. Om Amriteshwari Namaha.
Thank you very much, Dr. Priya. And now, it is finally time to celebrate each and every one of the young medical graduates of the 2017 batch of MBBS. One by one, I now call upon each and every one of you for the awarding of the baccalaureate degree.
To my most beloved seniors. To paraphrase Richard Dawkins, physicist and author, he said that the very fact that you are alive here today means that the universe has conspired in your favor. 1 billion atoms coalesced into all of you. You are truly made of stardust. You stepped into the college as young medical students. But today, you shine brighter than the brightest amongst us. I welcome you all to continue shining and accept your degrees and awards. We begin with Dr. Arjun Menon.
May I request Swamiji to confer the degrees upon the medical graduates.
Next, we have Dr. Aarti Natarajan. Next, we have Dr. Abhi Gulati with a whole roster of achievements. To his name, he has a publication, and he has also been awarded as the best intern in the branches of forensic medicine and toxicology, as well as community medicine. Next, we have Dr. Abhinami Rajesh with one publication to her name. Next, we have Dr. Abantika Roy, who has achieved the first rank in third year, the winner of the ICMR STS grant in 2019, certified by the Royal College of Surgeons of England for the START workshop, with 4 publications to her name, the subject topper in community medicine, best intern in ENT, as well as the best researcher of her batch. Next, we have Dr. Abhi Thomas. Dr. Adipa Shri Kumar with one publication to her name. Dr. Advait A.R., who was the Arts Secretary in SPASHT 2020, 2 publications to his name, and the best intern in obstetrics and gynecology. Next, we have Dr. Aishwarya R., who achieved the first rank in second and final year, the second rank in first and third year, who is also the recipient of the Professor Ramachandran Memorial Gold Medal Examination in Pathology, getting the 7th rank in the Kerala chapter, 1 publication to her name, the best intern in emergency medicine, and the subject topper in biochemistry, microbiology, general medicine, general surgery, and obstetrics and gynecology. Next, we have Dr. Aishwarya Suresh. Following which, we have Dr. Akshay Krishnan. Dr. Alfi, with 1 publication to her name and the best intern in forensic medicine and toxicology. Dr. Anagha M. Let's have a big round of applause for our young graduates. In rapid succession, Dr. Anand GS with 1 publication to his name. Announcing Dr. Ananya Nanda. Dr. Ananya has 1 publication to her name. Next, Dr. Andrea Susan. Dr. Anna Jose. Next, Dr. Anna Mariam, with 1 publication to her name and the subject topper in pathology. Following which, we have Dr. Anuja Anil, with 1 publication to her name and the best intern in anesthesiology. Announcing Dr. Anuja Jayan. Dr. Anuja was the organizing secretary for SPASH 2020 with 1 publication to her name. Dr. Anupama Kurup, with 2 publications to her name and also the best intern in the branch of community medicine. Dr. Aparna Chandrababu. Dr. Apurva Bansal. The recipient of the 1st rank in 1st year, the 2nd rank in 2nd year, 4 publications, 2 poster presentations, 1 paper presentation, the best researcher of the batch, and the subject topper in physiology and pharmacology. Next, we have Dr. Arsha Jayant. Announcing Dr. Archa Rose. Dr. Arfaz Nazar, with one publication to his name. Dr. Arindam Mishra, the co-organizing secretary of SPASH 2020 with 3 publications. Dr. Arun Viju, with 1 publication to his name. Parag Rajuns, ladies and gentlemen. Next, Dr. Arun George Alex. He has 1 publication to his name. Dr. Ashika Ashok.
Thank you, Swamiji and our dignitaries. May I now request Dr. Prem Nair sir, Anand Kumar sir and chief guests for the day to confer the degrees on our medical graduates.
Next, we have Dr. Ashik Abdul Sharif. Let's give them a big round of applause. Next, Dr. Ashwin R. Pillai, who has achieved the 3rd rank in 2nd year, the co-organizing secretary of SPASH 2020, 4 publications to his name, 2 poster presentations in IRACON 2022, the subject topper in microbiology, the best intern in general medicine, as well as one of the best researchers of the batch. For Dr. Ashwin. Dr. Ashwati S. Nair, the best intern in psychiatry as well as 1 publication. Dr. Ashwin D, with 1 publication to her name. Dr. Atul Nair, Dr. Aisha Rana, Dr. Basil Isaac. Dr. Bhavya Ganesh. Dr. Bhavya has one publication as well as the pediatric subject topper. Next, Dr. Akhilesh Kate with one publication. Dr. Gautam M. Nair. Dr. Gayatri Harikrishna Kumar. Third rank in first year, one publication, and the subject topper in anatomy. Dr. Gokila V. Dr. Gokul R. The best intern in orthopedics. Next, Dr. Gauri Krishna. Dr. Gauri has one publication and has been awarded as the best intern in orthopedics. Next, Dr. Harsha, without whom our Arts Fest would be so incomplete. Dr. Hira OP with one publication. Let's give it a big hand. Dr. Hendrila Henry. Dr. Irene Sarah Paul. Next, we have Dr. Ishit Agarwal. Dr. Ishit has one publication. Dr. Janaki N. The recipient of the ICMR STS grant in 2019, with one publication to her name, as well as the second rank holder in third year. Next, Dr. Jayakrishnan J. Dr. Jayakrishnan PB, Dr. Jilu Anna Matthew, the best intern in obstetrics and gynecology, as well as one publication. Let's hear it for Dr. Joel Benny Joseph, with one publication to his name and the best sports person in their batch. Next, Dr. John M. Joseph. Dr. Kalyani M. Suresh, the assistant class representative. Dr. Karandhanan, the sports representative, with one publication to his name, one poster presentation, as well as the Amrita football team captain. Dr. Kartika, Dr. Kavyashri, who is also the proud recipient of the Amrita Kalatilakam Award for her stellar achievements in the field of arts. Let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Next, Dr. Keertana CK, with one publication to her name. Dr. Kishan Venugopal, third rank in final year, the co-organizing secretary of SPASHT in 2020, 2 publications, a poster presentation, certified by the Royal College of Surgeons of England for the START workshop, as well as the best intern in pediatrics. Dr. Krishna Reggie, Dr. Mahesh Madhu, with one publication to his name, the best intern in emergency medicine, and the recipient of the Amrita Kala Pratibha Award. Let's have a big round of applause. Dr. Megha Vijay, Dr. Merin Teresa Martin, Dr. Mohammad Yassin, next, Dr. Nandakishore, Dr. Navneet Krishna K, Dr. Nayantara Suresh, with one publication. Dr. Parvati Sudev, Dr. Payal Singh, Dr. Pooja Mohandas, with one publication. Dr. Prarthana, with one publication. Dr. Rima V, the best intern in dermatology. Dr. Ria George. Dr. Riza TK. Dr. Riza has one publication. Next, Dr. Ronald Fessy, who is the best intern in both dermatology and general surgery. Let's have a big hand. Dr. Safwan Sawi. Dr. Safwan has one publication. Dr. Samyukta S. with one publication. Let's have a big hand. Dr. Sharon Fernandez with one publication. Let's have a big hand. Dr. Shibin. Dr. Shilpa Jose. Dr. Srihari CM, the class representative, the Arts Secretary in SPASH 2020, one publication to his name, and the best intern in both ophthalmology and psychiatry. Next, Dr. Shrikant Shyamkumar, the recipient of the second rank in final year, the third rank in second and third year, the organizing secretary of SPASH 2020, the assistant class representative with 4 publications. He is certified by the Royal College of Surgeons of England and is the best intern in ENT and the subject topper in forensic medicine, ophthalmology, as well as general surgery. Dr. Sri Lakshmi Manoj. Adding many feathers to the Amrita cap, Dr. Sri Lakshmi U. The sports representative of the batch of 2017, one publication to her name, and the best sports person female. Dr. Sri Parvati R. Dr. Sri Vaishnavi Satakshi, recipient of the third rank in third year with one publication and is a subject topper in ENT. Dr. Stuti Behel, with one publication to her name and is the best intern in the branch of general surgery. Dr. Tita Sajit, Dr. I.M. Tushara, the class representative. Dr. Vaishnavi Nair. Dr. Varsha Alex. Dr. Varsha K. Rajiv, with 3 publications to her name and the best intern in general medicine, pediatrics, as well as ophthalmology. Dr. Vinayakan Pillai, the best intern in anesthesiology. Dr. Vishnu D.S. And the 100th pearl in the batch of 2017, Dr. Vishnu Priya with 1 publication to her name.
Thank you very much. Once again, many congratulations to each and every one of the medical graduates. Great rewards come with great pain and indeed hard work. We appreciate all of you here for your efforts to reach where you are today. The Amrita School of Medicine would also like to recognize and congratulate and credit two special students who have indeed done a lot and put in that extra effort to achieve more. The best outgoing student of the 2017 batch of MBBS goes to Dr. Aishwarya R. And the award for the best intern of the 2017 batch of MBBS goes to Dr. Varsha K. Rajiv. Thank you, dignitaries. Every batch of MBBS students has always had something unique that they have contributed to their alma mater. The 2017 batch of MBBS has been unique in many ways in its contributions to the Amrita School of Medicine, be it striding confidently through the COVID times, conducting Spasht online for the first time, the academic and the cultural national fiesta by our students. Due to COVID restrictions, they conducted it online for the first time and mined it very successfully, be it volunteering for COVID activities and the introduction of the Circa Trova. They've done it all brilliantly and deserve a huge round of applause.
If Spasht was the crown that the batch of 2017 ably carried across the pandemic, Circa Trova is truly the shining jewel at its very center. Conceptualized as the brainchild multi-platform online treasure hunt for medical undergraduates, Circa Trova showcased the immense medical, technological, and literary prowess possessed by the budding doctors. Or rather, should I say the doctors who already bloomed? Students and house surgeons across the country matched wits over 3 days to solve intricate clues leading to the culprit of a clever murder mystery. I can proudly say that Circa Trova gained so much popularity that it cemented itself as a standalone event in every subsequent edition and has set a benchmark for all of us juniors.
I now take the pleasure to invite the student representatives of the 2017 batch to share their experience. Dr. Srihari CM, Dr. Tushara, the class representatives, and the assistant class representatives, Dr. Shrikant Shamkumar and Dr. Kalyani.
Namashivaya. My humble pranams to Lotus feet of Amma. I am Srihari CM. Dr. Srihari CM, 2017 MBBS batch class representative. We have come to the end of our 6-year journey. Let's be honest, many would have been waiting for it to end. But as we get closer to the end, it hit us hard, the realization that the one stranger who has now become your comfort zone is no longer gonna be around you. Your roommate is no longer there to wake you and your friends no longer there to cover for you. In 2017, it was a Monday on 21st of August. We were young, confused, excited, full of dreams. We were welcomed by B.D. Chaurasia, Grey's Anatomy, Gaitan, and D.M. Vasudevan. Doesn't it feel like yesterday? We were scurrying along the maze-like corridor of a block to find our way to orientation class, where we saw each other for the first time. Our first day, hoping to turn over a new leaf in our life, many of us walked into anatomy, dreaming about our bright futures, not knowing what awaited us were our batchmates sent out of class for being late. From then, it was a turmoil, trying to keep up with lectures, dreading about the spontaneous Q&A sessions, trying our best not to cut a nerve or vessel during dissection. But somewhere down the road, these became things we look forward to, and formalin became our fragrance. The bonsai became our best friend. A huge thanks to anatomy department for not only teaching us the fundamental and basic structure of human body, but also putting the foundation of our MBBS career since day one. For us, physiology was like calm in the storm. With Gaitan being the kargopata in our biryani, Physikon became our mundiri. Even when Physikon couldn't teach us CVS, personalized CVS notes by you know who became our life saviors. Those afternoon surfactant classes drilled into our brains. We could even recall in our sleep, sometimes even dream about it. In those labs, many of us discovered our fear of needles and even wound up having to borrow blood from our neighbors. Thank you, Physiology Department, for making us understand the basic functions of human body. And then there was biochemistry, easy to learn, easier to forget. The number of ATPs that we generated for Krebs cycle in our answer sheets would have been more than enough to light an entire town. The curiosity of inventing new colors in test tubes, the happiness of getting a positive Benedict's reaction, and the fear of drinking urine while pipetting. We all slided through our first year. Thank you, Biochemistry Department, for teaching us the chemistry of life. From being the ones to ask for directions at every turn, to slowly becoming the ones giving directions. From taking an entire year to learn about bones and muscles, to covering n number of topics in one day. From the red strikes over our many a times perfected histomasterpiece, to being expert in the art of red and blue, we have all came a long way. All those sleepless nights, last-minute group studies, even though we started a bit late, paved our way to second year.
Now we step out of our classrooms and enter into the world of clinical medicine for the first time, the longest lap of our MBBS race. We were exposed to the 4 pillars that were going to provide support for the clinical acumen that we will build moving forwards. Starting with the Department of Forensic Medicine, who transformed our lectures into a movie theater experience while correlating with the technical know-how behind the murder mysteries, ammunitions, while also pointing out the sinister nature of the plants that surround us. We'll also never forget the first time that we witnessed an autopsy and saw the skull cutter in action. The Department of Microbiology showed us that there exists an entire new world underneath the microscope, which is invisible to the naked eye, yet has a massive impact on our daily lives. Whenever we were struggling to make heads or tails of the Greek and Latin identities of our small friends, we were making Herculean efforts to not burn our fingers off during the lab classes. Moving on to the Department of Pathology, who taught us the various derangements of healthy tissues, which were a lot more simpler to draw comparing to their anatomy counterparts. We will also never forget those dreaded weekly tests, which ultimately helped us the most in our final university exams. Coming to the Department of Pharmacology, with their tongue-twisting names and mind-numbing dosages, though we tried to memorize a gazillion side effects, the only thing that we actually ended up saying was nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. And despite the poor dummy bleeding red in our inexperienced hands, we kept on persevering with our multiple attempts trying to learn how to administer injections. Thank you to all the 4 departments for helping us pass successfully with flying colors. During the 1.5 years, we participated in multiple cultural events, with our girls being the overall champions at the Pratyansh Arts Fest, defeating not just our MBBS contenders, but also the School of Dentistry and Paramedical Science with our enthralling portrayal of Markandeya. And the depiction of the devastating 2018 floods by our mimes group was also a sight to behold. We proved our mettle both on and off stage in the cultural arena. Although we were the underdogs in the first year Sports Fest, we made sure that we were a force to behold, force to reckon with in our subsequent year.
Then comes third year, and we got a wonderful opportunity to conduct the very first event of the academic year, our Sports Fest, Chakraview 2020. We bagged prizes in all major events. Our first event was a roaring success, and the flag of Sandrons flew high with pride. We soon but have to face unexpected challenge, which very soon was to bring the entire world to a grinding halt for almost over a year, the COVID-19 pandemic. Although the pandemic and the subsequent lockdowns meant that we had to grapple with a new normal, it also meant that we could get some quality time with our families to rest and rejuvenate ourselves. In a world where in-person events were no longer a possibility, social media became a mainstay, and we participated in exciting events and a variety of cultural activities that kept us going through particularly difficult times. During these tough times, we as a batch came together to organize SPUSH 2020, Amrita's annual National Undergraduate Summit, the first of its kind in an online platform. Even though we were limited by COVID restrictions, our batch showed a great camaraderie in making this event a national success. Though our regular classes were cancelled, our esteemed faculties did their best to conduct classes in an online format to try and give us at least our normal college life. The very first lecture we had was taken by late Dr. M.K. Gopalan sir, whom I would like to acknowledge on this auspicious occasion. It was truly an honor and privilege for us to attend his lectures, and he remains an inspiration to all of us. Community medicine, ophthalmology, and ENT comprised the third year of our MBBS journey. Talking about Department of Community Medicine, who organized our very first icebreaker session and numerous field trips, which helped us grow closer with each other. I express my sincere gratitude to the department of bringing us closer as a community. We will fondly remember the past textbook that we still haven't been able to finish reading even after 5.5 years. A lot of our days were also spending trying to figure out how to insert a thuricum speculum or position a bull's eyes lamp appropriately. Thank you, ENT department, for aiding us in this complicated task. And lastly, a sincere thanks to the Department of Ophthalmology, who painted a clear view of the world through concave and convexities of various lenses. Though the third year medical journey was a bit challenging, the results were sweet and we stumbled into final year.
The year was 2021. This was a big reality check for us. We knew we had to pull our socks up and get our act together. We were so close, yet so far away. We could see the light at the end of the tunnel, but we had one final hurdle to jump, our final professional MBBS exam. From juice stalls and canteens, our hangout spots changed to the library and to the ward. We worked tirelessly to relearn all the basic examination skills. We were extremely lucky to have the best teachers in the world to guide us at this crucial time. Dr. M.G.K. Pillai. Dr. M.G.K. Pillai taught us not only the fundamentals of clinical medicine, but also the fundamental values one must carry with them through life. A huge thank you to the Department of General Medicine for holding our hand and guiding us from the first page of Davidson all the way to discharging a patient. Thank you to Dr. Pradeep Jacob, who taught us not only basic surgical skills, but also the importance of ethics and punctuality in patient care. We thank the Department of General Surgery for showing us how the pain of going under the knife can turn into a beautiful smile at the end of a successful procedure. Thank you to Dr. C. Jayakumar, who taught us by example on how we can take care and empathize with those little ones who cannot express themselves. We thank the Department of Pediatrics for always going that extra mile to make sure we reach our full potential. Thank you to Dr. Radhamani and to Dr. Sudha for teaching us the ins and outs of the miracle of childbirth. We thank the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology for not only teaching us the subject, but also deepening our love and appreciation for every mother. On 12th May 2022, we were overwhelmed with joy as our dreams finally became a reality. We were officially doctors. Our hearts became full as we saw tears of joy in our parents' eyes. The next 30 seconds, we felt immense happiness. But on that 31st second, reality sunk in. We were now house surgeons who were responsible for patient care. From a carefree medical student, we had successfully transitioned into a house surgeons. Though throughout our internship period, each and every one of us shuffled through the different phases of being a typical intern. The hardworking intern, the intern that the PG loves to work with, the intern that goes for a tea break and never comes back, the intern that the consultant does not even know about, and finally, the intern that the patient loves the most. All that theory that we painstakingly studied was finally being put to practical use. At the end of the day, internship has made us better in every aspect of life.
Our speech would be incomplete if we don't talk about a few people's support without which this journey would have been impossible.
Starting with our beloved Chancellor, our Amma, who has been our guiding light for all these years.
Thank you to Swami Purnamritanandapuri for your kind and comforting words, which have always provided us with solace.
Thank you to Dr. Prem Nair for being a strong pillar of support in all our endeavors.
Thank you to Dr. Girish Kumar sir, who although has been with us only for a short time as principal, has provided us with immense support and guidance.
Thank you to Dr. Anand Kumar sir for always helping us in every activity.
Thank you to Rene Chechi for being with us through thick and thin. You have helped to mold us into better people.
Thank you to Brahmacharini Karunaji for keeping us well fed and happy with delicious mess food.
A special thanks to everyone from the principal's office and the academic office who has helped us immensely throughout the 5.5 years.
A special thank you to all the family members gathered here. Thank you to everyone's father, mother, brother, sister, Amumma, Achachan, Achamma, Muttashan, Muttashi, uncles, aunts, and anyone else. Without you, none of this would have been possible.
Last but definitely not the least, we would like to thank our former principal, Dr. Colonel Vishal Marwa. During his time with us, Sir has inspired each and every one of us in many ways. He helped us reach our full potential both in academic and extracurricular activities. He was extremely understanding and sympathetic towards the problems faced by the students and always strived to solve our issues. He taught us the value of honesty, integrity, and respect through his actions. Even though Sir could not be here with us today, he'll always be in our hearts.
And finally, to my fellow batchmates, the graduating batch of 2017. As you stand here today, ready to graduate from medical school, take a moment to reflect on the journey that brought you here. It was not always easy. There were times when you felt tired, overwhelmed, and unsure if you could keep going. But you did. You pushed through these moments of doubt and exhaustion. And now you stand here today as a testament to your resilience and determination. Remember that the journey we have been on has not only about gaining knowledge and skills, but also about discovering who you are and what you're capable of. As you move towards the next phase of your life, carry on with you these lessons and the strengths you have gained. Congratulations on your achievement and best of luck for the next chapter in life. Finally, before we leave for good, can we have one last roll call from the batch of 2017?
$59.
86.
87.
94.
Dear audience, through the roller coaster journey of what is the MBBS degree, the batch of 2017 has told you in prose. But you know what they say, right? A picture paints 1,000 words. Here is a small video presentation by our graduating batch.
ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਦਿਲ ਉੱਤੇ ਰੂਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਇਹੀ ਬਾਜ਼ਾਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਫੈਲੀ ਹੈ ਹਵਾ ਤੋੜਾਂਗੇ ਰੂਮੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਲੱਭਦਾ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਵੀ ਲਿਖਾਂਗੇ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਦਾ ਪਾਠ ਨਵਾਂ ਹਮ ਯਾਰੋਂ ਵਿਗੜੇ हैं ਦਿਲ ਆਪਣਾ ਹੈ ਸ਼ਰੀਫ ਬਣਾ Make some noise for the Desi Boys 1 2 3 go ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਠੁਮਕੇ ਦਿਲ ਕੀ ਰਿਦਮ ਤੇ ਮਾਰੇ ਜਮ ਜਮ ਕੇ ਦੇਸੀ boys ਸੋਹਣੇ ਮੋਹਣੇ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਛਾਤੀ ਡੋਲੇ ਤਨ ਕੇ ਨਾਚੇ ਜਮ ਜਮ ਕੇ ਦੇਸੀ boys ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਠੁਮਕੇ ਦਿਲ ਕੀ ਰਿਦਮ ਤੇ ਮਾਰੇ ਜਮ ਜਮ ਕੇ ਦੇਸੀ boys ਸੋਹਣੇ ਮੋਹਣੇ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਛਾਤੀ ਡੋਲੇ ਤਨ ਕੇ ਨਾਚੇ ਜਮ ਜਮ ਕੇ ਦੇਸੀ boys
Indeed, memories to be cherished forever. I now call upon Dr. Ramkrishnan UK, Associate Professor, Department of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology, Amrita School of Medicine, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Om Amriteshware Nama. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Amma. I express my sincere gratitude towards our beloved Amma, who is a guru, guiding light, and chancellor. It's her sankalpa and vision, because of which we are here today, sitting as a single Amrita family under one roof. So a big thanks and my heartfelt gratitude towards her. I stand here in front of you on the behalf of all the alumni, students, staff, faculty, and the young graduates, because I have been all these things in this very institution. I myself am alumnus of 2003 batch MBBS. And like many of my seniors, my batchmates, I proudly reveal to you that I have been here for the past 20 years. And for many of us, for many of us, this institute has become a part of it's an extended family to us, it's our identity, it has become our address. You may believe it or not, my passport still says that the address is Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences Boys Hostel. So, I feel extremely honored to, I don't know whether you could make out, now this is not reading from the script, just coming out from me, that I don't know whether you could make out the pleasantly unpleasant or weird my demeanor or facial expressions there. Because why it's like that? Because I am sitting 15 years back, I was sitting right there, and they were still sitting there on this stage. And it's very difficult for me to pretend that I'm part of that crowd and now I am one among them. It's very weird and very difficult for me to do that, because in my mind I'm still there. So it's very difficult. But still, it's their love, it's their compassion, it's Amma's grace. That just like how Anand sir told that he would like to see some of you here. It has already happened that I have migrated here. But so I hope more happens. So it's their love, compassion, and Amma's grace that if I am sitting here today, it's because of them. And I owe that to them. So I express my heartfelt thanks and gratitude towards all our faculty members, staff, teachers, and ashramites for making this a wonderful place for us to be here. Now coming back to today's function, I express a heartfelt thanks to Sampuja Swamiji, Purnartham Puri Swamiji, for being here. He's always here for us, always with a contagious, infectious smile. He never denies for any function which we call for him. So Swamiji, Thanks a lot for being here for us. I thank Dr. Rajiv sir, Rajiv Bahal sir for being with us here, Secretary to Government of India, Department of Health and Health Research and Director General, Indian Council of Medical Research for delivering the keynote address. I'm sure, sir, you have inspired a lot of students to be an eminent personality like you. Thanks a lot. A huge thanks to Dr. Vaidyanathan, sir. As sir rightly recollected, I had actually written in my script here, but sir himself told I was his intern, and that were very memorable moments, sir. And that was one of the best time I had in the internship that's with you. And thanks a lot for being here. A big thanks to Dr. Prem Nair, sir, Provost, Group Medical Director, Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences. He has got huge responsibility. In fact, his responsibility extends to 2 huge medical colleges on his shoulders. But in spite of that, thanks a lot for making some time for us, sir, and being here with us today. And I have been seeing you, and you have been the same from the day I entered this college for the past 20 years. The same graceful way of talking, inspiring us. I thank Dr. Girish Kumar, sir, our principal, Amrita School of Medicine, for administering the Physician's Pledge and initiating our young graduates who are having an illustrious career ahead. Thanks a lot, sir. I thank Anand Kumar, sir, our Vice Principal, Amrita School of Medicine, for the warm welcome which you gave to all of us. Thank you, sir. A huge thanks to Dr. Jayakumar, sir, and Dr. Sita Lakshmi, madam, for their very encouraging words to our young graduates. I thank Dr. Priya Nair, who happens to be my batchmate, for delivering Amma's message to all of us. Thank you, MGK Pillai, sir, who happens to be Head of General Medicine and Coordinator of CRRI program, and instrumental and backbone for the whole function which you saw today. I thank all the parents. I thank all the parents here for trusting us and giving your children to us. Thanks a lot for being with us here. I thank all the faculty members and MBBS students for being with us through everything. A big thanks to Mr. Suresh Kumar, Director, Department of Campus Infrastructure and Estate Management, for arranging this wonderful ambience for us, and his team. I thank for the seamless support given by our audio visual department and IT team. Without you, it would have become a silent movie, so thanks a lot for that. I thank Swamini Karnamrita Prana for the delicious meal which is waiting for us outside, for which we are waiting, all of us are waiting to devour that. Thank you for that. I thank Dr. Janvi for the smooth, flawless conduct of this function. She was a master of ceremony. I thank all our student volunteers for the effort they have put in. I thank Amrita Office of Communication for helping us. Last but not least, I thank our security team for helping us doing the crowd control. And of course, I thank all our interns. Without you, this function is incomplete. So it's for you. Om Amriteshwari Nama. I thank, if I have left out anyone, I'm really sorry. It's not intentional. I thank all of you from bottom of my heart. All my teachers here, majority of you are. So all my teachers here, all the faculty, all the parents, everyone, Om Amriteshwari Nama.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramakrishnan. From the day I remember that each one of you entered my OPD asking, ma'am, how to hold the speculum, to where you are today, many, many, many congratulations. May you go ahead, soar in heights, and make us all proud. Continue making all of us proud. Now we come to the end of this beautiful function with the memories etched deep in our heart. May I request each one of you to stand up for the national anthem. Thank you, everyone. Jai Hind.